What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another SLA video. First, I want to big a shout out to Alpha, our boy, who was right all along, and looky, we got a brand new trailer. Woke up this morning to see this, and it is here. So officially announced by actually Netmarble. You guys can see solo leveling Arise times Frieren, or ex-Frieren, or collabing with Frieren on October the 23rd. That's right, we're not far away, guys, for this collaboration. There's Frieren herself, and then there's obviously Ennoi, and this is a very short trailer, so we should be getting some big news along the way. Now, with that being said, this is a big deal. It's got a lot of people worried and a lot of people frustrated. So let's go over what we know right now to kind of help you guys out, plus some other big news that you guys need to know that's happened and that's been patched. So we're gonna do some more testing for you guys with Ennoi's Roar, which is the brand new weapon. It has been fixed. We'll go over what the fixes are, and we were right all along with all the problems. So that's good to see that our own testing team, aka the community and the content creators, were right when we did our testing. So Netmarble, please fix this problem before it happens. So let's talk about the collab first and kind of give you guys an idea of what to expect and what you should worry about and not worry about at the same time. So first off, it is going to be 3 units. Okay, so I want people to understand that it's not the end of the world, only for a couple reasons, but I'm gonna say this very cautiously. Okay, very cautiously. Apparently, according to some rumors, that these units are gonna just pretty much be just like the collab was, alternatives to existing units that are out now, as more like giving players an opportunity if they missed out on other units before to be able to summon. Now, if you don't know this already, it's 2 fire units and a water unit. 2 fire units, and Frieren is the only real water unit, but she's apparently the one out of all 3 of them that's going to be wanted. So, but right now, the good thing to say is there is really no water content unless you're going back and trying to finish Yogama, right? So upcoming content is supposed to be fire and dark. And with that being said, that should be how that goes. Now, apparently the next WOBL might be 3 elements. We might be seeing dark, light, and fire. Might be our first one ever like this. Again, these are just leaks, guys. This may or may not be true. So Frieren really doesn't have too much of a spot in the next WOBL unless you plan to go for the 2 fire units, which is supposed to be a breaker and a DPS, I believe. And then, of course, Frieren herself, if you plan to go for her, is going to end up being, again, the water unit you want. But again, there's no really water content. Okay, now as for upcoming future units, just so everyone is aware, I know everyone's waiting for a dark breaker, but apparently Igris, who's coming in January, is supposed to be our next dark breaker. So right now we're kind of stuck with this Harper situation. So if you are wondering, should you pull for Harper or not, this is completely up to you. I personally went with Yuki because I didn't want to go for Harper, and Yuki's debuffs are good enough to me that make her viable in that category of breaker. But for those who are wondering if Harper is going to be, according to rumors, again, the breaker of choice for dark, the answer is yes. Laura is supposed to be light and a support. So her job is to be a support unit, something I believe that light is lacking for quite some time. So keep that in mind. Mei Yun was the newest DPS for light, so I'm assuming they switched their minds from going from breaker. I think personally Gun He needs to be replaced. Akari was supposed to be the breaker that light was supposed to use, but clearly nobody's really using her to her potential at all, and she's honestly has not been very good anyways as overall support. So that's the big news here, guys, when it comes down to Frieren. Okay, it looks like they are in fact going to be releasing them. I don't know if it's going to be 3 banners or sorry, 2 banners where Frieren comes out on her by herself and then the other 2 come out separately. And chances are, guys, I know many of you guys are worried about 3 units. The way they handled the collab was really well done in regards to giving out free units, giving out obviously currency to get the units. There was events, etc. Hopefully they handle it the same way. I don't want to overspeak though, because that's not my place to do so. We should be getting more news on them in the upcoming weeks. And then of course in 2 weeks they are actually dropping. So we're going to see if in fact these guys are going to treat them any better. Hey, look at that, we got a secret mission. Very nice. So keep that in mind, guys. I don't know. I don't understand if I shouldn't say I don't understand. I understand. No, I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand why so soon. Like, I get it because there's other collabs happening with Frieren right now, so I'm assuming it's a contractual thing. Like Solo Leveling Arise is doing it, then Seven Deadly Sins is doing it, and then at the same time Epic 7 is doing. So I'm assuming Frieren just has a contractual obligation to some, or they've allowed their contract to be lent out to all these other companies to use them, and they probably want to do it all at once in order to take advantage of, you know, the hype around other games. And Solo Leveling obviously jumped on it, but it is way too soon. It is way too soon. Let's be honest. Like, most of us are, even whales are exhausted. It's not sustainable, right, for them to release at this rate, especially for a hype. Like, this should have been the first collab. Let's be honest. Like, this should have been the first collab. This is what everybody would have wanted anyways over the K-pop girls. But here we are, guys. This is the case. Yes, it is too soon. It's way too soon. Even if it's skippable, it's too soon, because let's be honest, at the end of the day, we're all gonna want these characters, skippable or not. These are IP characters that are very popular and are part of a part of the was an accident, it's cancel mission, a part of, like, you know, of an IP that everybody really likes. Now, I've never personally seen this, so it's not as big of a deal to me, but many of you guys have expressed your frustration with the lack of currency, lack of essence stones, and lack of abilities now after, especially Sung Il-won coming out and everybody wanting him. Not being able to prepare yourself for this, and rightfully so. So there's my thoughts on it, guys. But officially, October 23rd, Frieren is coming out. Now, while I'm doing the next part of the conversation, which is important as well, I do want to remind folks, of course, the content creator program is going on, guys. We're down to one code left. The other one's expired, so if you didn't support, you missed out. But we do have the 2K Essence Stones code still going till the 15th of October, and we have a brand new code coming on the way as well after that for the weapons. I don't know what the code is yet, but we'll get it very soon. I want to say a big shout out to my top 10 as usual. Thank you so much for supporting, guys. I love you guys. Please remember to support, and it's going to be renew season soon, so you're going to have to renew for next season in order to keep getting your codes. Hit that support button, guys. It's absolutely free. And let's go on to the next part. So this is important. So they did a patch, or at least it's scheduled to be patched today, or it was already patched, but you guys can see here it's a big one. So you know how Ennoi's Roar was not working as we mentioned. They are giving us additional rewards here. You guys should have logged into this. Card and temple keys, weapon summon tickets. That's how I just did mine. And then 33 million gold. Well, they're increasing the limit from 5 to upwards. So no longer 5 only limits for co-op. And then more importantly, Ennoi's Roar now applies properly. We're going to have to do a test on this, so we will do some testing, guys. The issue where Pitch Black's Rage Burn effect was not applied will be fixed. As we mentioned, it was not being applied at all. I showed you guys hours of this, so I'm glad we were right on that. The issue where the Advanced Tier 1 increase in defense pen when equipping all fire weapons was not being applied normally. I, oddly enough, saw this work here and there, but it was very inconsistent, so I'm glad to see that's also being fixed. And then the issue where the Burning Grudge effect, increasing damage dealt to boss, was not applied as well. So that's another one right there that wasn't working either. So all of this fix is going to be happening. So we're going to retest this weapon to see if it's actually worthy of its look and its appeal. All right, guys, there you guys have it. Big news. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Remember to like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.